Music is one of the most powerful balms for our souls when we are weary or in need of comfort and love and strength. And one of the other balms that we often have is hearing from each other about who we know one another to be true and who we are as a collective. Or just offering a simple thanks. And so as we approach this Thanksgiving season, and as we look to the holidays and this winter season, I just wanted to say thank you all for about 10 minutes. Are we okay with that? Okay. So here is my sort of winter song to you all this year, my love letter, elongated note of gratitude. Of all I see you doing, of the fullness I see you being, of you and who you are and who you are becoming. Thank you for you. For being you, for becoming who maybe you thought you could be, or maybe you never imagined we could be. As we approach our 75th year anniversary, thank you in particular for all of you who have been here for a long time, for helping us grow from living rooms to the little house down the road to here, for knowing that we are the cows who could fly. For those of you who don't know what that means, this was said in a meeting about whether we could move to this space and this place. And someone said, we'll do that when cows can fly. And then we did. And it's right there. The flying cow is right by our tech station. Thank you for being in this current space, for naming it is no longer big enough, getting ready to embark on a capital campaign, and still using our space to the best of our abilities to live out our values, knowing it is a great resource, not just for us, but for our community. Thank you to saying yes to hosting trans support groups. Thank you to hosting an Ice Watch training tomorrow night. You'll be hearing more about that later. To saying yes to community partners when we can. Thank you for knowing our space is a resource, and thank you for knowing that our community, that one another, is another resource for our growth and that of our wider community. Thank you for listening to one another and letting the stories you hear from one another change your conception of the world and yourself. For letting the Christian, the pagan, the Jewish, the agnostic, the humanist, the atheist, the too many things to nameist and not really anythingist change your understanding of truth. Thank you. For letting the racial identities, ethnic identities, gender identities, sexual orientation, and lived experience among us changed your understanding of what life is like, of what our world is like. Thank you. For letting these stories not break your world into 1,000 pieces that need to be thrown out, but for letting them break your heart open and moving to a commitment to a better world and life for all of us. Thank you. I have seen you in struggle and question, being willing and open to grow and change what you thought was true. Thank you. I have seen you allow your hearts to be made a little more tender and soft. Connect with your pulse so it can connect with those of others. Thank you. I have seen leaders within this congregation used to only serving, allowing themselves to be served, allowing us all to be fully human. Thank you. I have seen newcomers speak and be their truths in this space with courage. Thank you. I have seen those of you who are used to doing too much do a little less for your health and the health of our whole. Thank you. I have seen you anxious and angry about the state of our world. I have seen you annoyingly accept patience for the right action, the right time, strategic, coordinated response and action through partnership and collaboration. Thank you for your anger. Thank you for your patience, your trust in strategy, and your desire to not just do, but do well and win some wins for all of us. Thank you. I have seen you treat one another with increasing curiosity, real engagement, depth, and trust. These are not easy ways of being. Thank you. I have seen you overwhelmed with all of the faces you do not know here. And I have seen you talk with one new person in the foyer. Thank you. I have seen you be the overwhelmed new face who's lingered with awkwardness to try and talk with one new person in the foyer. Thank you. I have seen you join small groups within and across identity groups to create community and relationships of depth. Thank you. I have seen you call one another or bring food to someone in your group when they're struggling. Thank you. I have seen you show up for countless thankless jobs, moving these far too heavy chairs, going to Costco to get so many cinnamon rolls, greeting, printing, and volunteering with our kids' classes. Thank you. I have seen you come with a vision, with a desired action, and accept that this vision or action cannot be central to our collective vision and action. I have seen you thoughtfully struggle and accept this. Thank you. I have seen you doing so much and not losing sight of your being, of the how you are doing what you are doing. Thank you. And sometimes I have seen when we have lost sight of how we are being while we are doing, us taking an invitation from one among us into groundedness, into being better together. Thank you. I have seen you embodied shared ministry, even when your minister is doing too much and you have to tell them to chill them down. Thank you for that. Thank you for embarking in the messy, real human experience of being in covenantal community, of having hard conversations together, of thinking deeply about what this fellowship means to you and our community. Thank you for pledging your financial resources as a spiritual discipline, for committing to move our staff up ever so closer to being paid what our denomination calls a fair share salary. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for letting staff lead, and thank you for leading so staff can support. Thank you for letting me be your subtle minister, for letting me hold the whole of you. Thank you for doing shared ministry with me, with your staff, and with one another. Thank you for being you and becoming more and more you every day, for supporting, encouraging, and sometimes pulling one another a bit. And thank you, perhaps most importantly, for joining together to support one another and being guided by our mission. If you know it off the top of your head, join me. Together we cultivate curious minds, compassionate hearts, and courageous actions in service of a more just and loving world. My people, we are doing all right at this being human thing together. Even when the world is hard and cold, we've got one another and purpose to carry us through. So, may this, my winter song to you, my extra long love letter note of gratitude. Help carry you through, help be a rose and a joy in the morning. Amen and blessed be.